Hey guys, in this tutorial I'm going to be going over how to cut out your air racer parts now that you have them all drawn. And one thing that just came to my mind before we start cutting out the parts is I missed a step in the last video. So we're going to go ahead and do that now before we cut out our parts. So the part that I missed is on the body, in the back part here, we need a line that we're going to use to bend and fold to create the ramp in the back of your car. So in order to do that, we're going to go up to the top red line here, and we are going to measure in from the left edge towards the middle. Okay, so I got 0 over here, and I'm going to put a mark at 3 inches right there. I'm going to slide down to the next red line, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a mark at 3 inches, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect those two. Just like that. So you should have a 3-inch by 3-inch square right here in the back of the body. Now we are ready to cut out our parts. So I'm just going to trace using a black Sharpie where you're going to cut your parts, and then I will demonstrate cutting those out. So for the body, all you're simply going to do is you're going to cut straight across to right on your red line all the way from side to side. That's the only line you're going to cut. For your fin, your air scoop, and your other fin, you're going to cut the perimeter. So that means you're going to cut along the outside. So I'm going to cut that, that, and that. Then, moving up, I'm going to cut along the perimeter of the air scoop. Like that. And same thing for the other fin. Cut along the perimeter there. So I'm actually going to go ahead now. I'm going to cut my pieces out. Again, you're cutting on the red lines. I just drew the black lines to show you which ones you needed to cut. So for the body, I'm just cutting straight across all the way to the other side. My fins, again, I'm just cutting the perimeter. That. Same process for the other fin. And again, for the air scoop, you're cutting around the perimeter, the outside edges. Just like that. So you should have your body, your air scoop, and your two fins. Next, there's 4 lines that we have to fold. Okay, in order to fold them, what you're going to have to use is you're going to have to use a pen for this step because you want a writing utensil that has a hard point. So I'm going to start with the air scoop. These 2 tapered angled sides are the parts that we have to fold. So I am going to trace over this red line and that red line using a ruler and a pen. Okay, so I'm just going to line my ruler up and I'm just going to trace again right over top the line that we have there. Press really hard with your pen twice. Okay, I'm going to slide over them and do the same thing over here. Trace this line. Alright, next to fold them. These 2 angled sides are going to fold down underneath your air scoop. Okay, so they are going to fold downward. And you'll see when you go to fold these, now that we used the pen, your fold is going to go nice and straight right along that pen line because it has a hard point to it compared to a pencil. Okay, so your air scoop now should look like that with your sides folded underneath it. Okay, so it looks like that. Next, for the body, kind of going to do the same exact process. These 2 outer parts, that top edge and this bottom edge are what we have to fold under. So again, I'm going to use my ruler and a pen, and I'm just going to trace over these two red lines, making sure I'm pressing pretty hard. Again, do not use pencil. It's not going to work. You got to use a pen. Once I have those scored, I am going to fold those down. Just like that. Okay, so here's your body. Again, I took this top edge, folded it down underneath. Same thing with the bottom edge. Scored it, fold it underneath. Okay, last thing we got to do is we now have to make two cuts on the body. We need to cut up this red line, and we're going to stop right there where it meets the 3-inch line. And then up here on the top, we're going to cut down that line and stop where it meets that line too. So here we go. I'm going to cut right down that line, nice and careful. Stop right there. Do the same thing over on this side. And stop right there. Okay, so now if I flatten this out, this part folds up because I've cut up there and down here. So everything's cut out, folded, and cut correctly. The next video I'm going to show you how to start taping and assembling all of these parts together. So again, we got our body, we got our two fins, and we have our air scoop with the folded sides. Okay, and again, this is what your body should look like with the folded sides. Just like that.